WrestleBound Rebound is brought to you by me again, Jacob, editor extraordinaire. Brian and Alex are getting ready for their brawl for all or something like that. So don't say I didn't do anything for you. Well, here we are.
It's bad, so it has no reason to exist.
I give the PS1 version 1.5 stars, and the N64 version gets 1 star because of the controls. Hey, Alex, we gotta talk. You reported me to the higher-ups because I kept beating your little bitch ass up all the time so they could make me play that dog shit in backstage assaults. I've been practicing for the pinball tournament these past few weeks. I don't got time for petty shit like that. Jacob, you son of a bitch, what is going on here? Is that any way to talk about our mother? Brian, what the hell are you doing on my show? Well, I thought it was obvious. I complained about you giving that chair shot to me in public.
I'll be willing to withdraw my complaint if you do exactly what I demand.
Another review, game of my choosing. You do your thing like normal, but we have a match in the middle. And if you win, WrestleBound stays on the channel. But when I win, your days on Jacobians are over. That's it, bro. Creative freedom or your content. Do we have a deal? You're on. Little does he know, I've been practicing this game for months now. I'm practically unbeatable. The original SmackDown vs. Raw is my game. SmackDown vs. Raw? Really? We used to play these games all the time, at least 2008 onwards, but these older titles should still be good. There has to be a catch.
Whatever the catch may be, it isn't anything I can't handle, especially when we're playing the best wrestling video game series ever, and it all started with this. WWE SmackDown vs. Raw was the very first SVR game, though it was more like an indirect sequel to Here Comes the Pain. THQ and Ukes decided to rebrand the series due to the brand extension going on in the company around this time, thus combining one great brand and another fledgling one to get a sweet amalgamation of brand warfare on one system. Sorry, Xbox users. It was only released on the PS2 in North America and Europe in November of 2004, as well as Japan in February of 2005. Support can go up to 6 players, and the ESRB rated it a T, 14.
This cover art is something else, isn't it? Taking the saying so much with so little approach. You have the logo and Vince McMahon looking angrily and intensely at whoever holds this box, while his eyes have heterochromia to represent blue for SmackDown and red for Raw. If I saw this in real life, I'd probably do a Seth Rollins and try to remove those with stairs. Also, it's so weird that he's sweating, but you know it runs in the family. Now the back has so much more detail to highlight, like the fighting tactics or the authentic voices. Guess that's what happens when two worlds collide. That's right, bro, and I'm right here ready to watch you talk about my game of choice as I warm up for our match later on. Fuck. It's gonna be a long episode.
Before I get started, I had to do some quick erasing on my memory card. Somebody loved them some Tony Hawk Pro Skater, but I could care less.
It's not like Tony had anything to do with WWE. He knew what the better promotion was anyway.
This intro I like, as it looks back at the past SmackDown games, talking about their history, and then brings us to the future front and center with a montage of hard rockin' wrestling.
Gotta give respect to the past, because those that don't learn from history are doomed to repeat it. Congrats to 2K, by the way. Choose your favorite show? Well, obviously it's the superior brand in SmackDown. That's something we can agree on. Brian, please, for the love of God, grow up. Says the guy who got a boner off of the WCW girls last episode. Hey, that was a joke and you know it. Oh, so you don't have a long schlong? Zip it!
We're not going to talk about this any farther, so let's set up a singles match and see this year's roster, which is decent with lots of recognizable names along with a few you may or may not remember. But you still got some of the best in
Word life, this is basic thugonomics.
You look so good to me.
Rest in peace.
and that guy who Vinnie Mac wanted to put a blue dot over his face for some reason. We also have a few locked legends, which I don't mind, but there's also a few to play as, like, oh dear. I'm just gonna go with Rey Mysterio, cause who's that jumping out of the sky? R-E-Y Mysterio. Now you know. And he'll face off against future best friend Batista.
You just cucked yourself there. This should be good. What are you talking about? This isn't real life. The ultimate underdog could be anybody, at least if he was booked to, or if he had the right player, which is me. We'll see about that.
Entrances are good for the time, not real fluent, but still passable. And I forgot this was before Evolution imploded and Batista is coming out to the Motorhead Classic.
Evolution is a mystery, full of chains that no one sees.
This is gonna be good.
Good evening and welcome to a sold-out show from Phoenix, Arizona.
Oh hey, our home state. That just seals your fate even more, brother. Being in my hometown means nothing. Watch this. Oh my good lord, you son of a bitch!
Okay, I found the catch. I've caught it now and I wanna throw it away. Like, far away. Right into my brother's face. These are the controls. X is for striking, no problem there. Triangle is to run, no real problem there either. What I do have a problem with is square being the pickup or other action button, and circle is the grapple button that you use with the D buttons to perform different moves that can sometimes be dragged out for way longer than need be.
This scheme doesn't make sense to me. You're forcing my thumb to go this way when it's more natural to rest here between these buttons. That would have been better. Also, aren't we at the point where we can use the analog sticks to do stuff like move by now? You gotta get used to it, you crybaby. It isn't that bad if you try. I am trying, you piece of shit. I'll get this down. Doesn't mean I have to like it.
Other buttons include L1 for finishers, R1 for changing focus, R2 to counter grapple moves, and L2 to counter striking moves. Again, something I don't really like is I prefer a universal reverse button, but that's just another thing I'll have to get used to. Obviously, you have to hit your opponent's body enough to where you can get certain body parts weak and your meter full, then you can use a finisher to hopefully set your opponent down for a pinfall, which is what my computer opponent was able to do to win.
Not so easy now, is it? Just a warm-up. You know my rematch policy. I accept 50-50 bookings in my video games.
Though my second go around didn't go any better. I still got my ass handed, but I did notice that you can build up strong striking attacks if you hold the button down. I don't know if it's my inexperience or if I'm outmatched, but this is just ridiculous how this is going. I can get some offense in, but when I lose it, I fucking lose it.
Aren't you going to talk about the clean and dirty mechanic and what your actions and the meters do in relation? Does it even matter with controls this bad? This is why I'm surprised your show is so popular. You're not thorough enough. This is why your show sucks, cause nobody cares. I lost again around the same time frame as last time. At least I'm efficient, but shit, I have an uphill battle decline if I'm ever gonna win our little match we have later. Luckily, I'll get some more practice in coming up. Your practice of a couple hours has nothing against my years of experience. I think I'm the true wrestling fan around here, bro. Oh yeah? Did you go to WrestleMania? Or Royal Rumble? Or Money in the Bank?
Or Cyber Sunday? Or NXT TakeOver Phoenix? Or Raw?
You went to a Raw? I don't know what I was thinking either.
Though I'm not doing so well due to these controls and no fault of my own, I still have time to figure them out by going over the match types. Your basic match types are present like tag team, 6-man, handicap, Royal Rumble. You can even customize them around like having a hardcore triple threat or a survival fatal 4-way.
But the mode you want is the main event because it has all the best match types available. I mean, look at all these matches. It's seeing these that remind you they used to do these matches, or do them better back then compared to now.
I tried the most unique match types on here, starting with the 3 stages of hell. And I'll tell ya, I had a fantastic layout for the Brothers of Destruction to destroy one another in, but after losing the first blood match...
Obviously, not surprising. Give it a rest, Brian. I could say the same thing about you and Triple H.
We went into a last man standing match and Kane only had to hit me once with a steel chair and I couldn't get back up.
Like what the fuck? What am I supposed to do? I mashed every button and it did nothing.
Ooh, bad time to tell you this is our stipulation. God damn you.
The parking lot brawl reminded me of the match between John Cena and Eddie Guerrero, so I wanted to replicate it in some form, and I think I did it in a Spark Notes summary because with a few throws to the automobiles, I won my first match.
Of course it was a gimmick match, because that's the only way a heel like me could win. But aren't I the face in this situation? Not when you're about to show the bra and panties match to everyone watching. The bra and what? Oh no, I'm not touching that shit. Do it! We don't talk about these match types for the same reason we don't discuss Benoit. That's a bit of a stretch, but you know what I mean. If you do, I'll let you pick the stipulation for our match. Very well. Apologies to all the females, because this was obviously from a very different time.
The object is still the same where you have to beat your opponent up, but instead of going for a pinfall or submission, you have to rip their individual clothing off by the force of button mashing. If you're able to beat the diva down enough and mash as hard as you would to the beat of your own sausage, you'll get to see her in her undergarments.
There you go, Brian. You let most of my pathetic male audience get a boner. Are you happy now?
Yep. I will be once your video gets demonetized. You realize that affects us in the long run, right? Yeah, well, I got more videos than you do, and more ways to make a living. Yeah, like Let's Plays. Oh, I'm going to enjoy kicking your ass later. Just you wait. We're nearly finished here.
We've still got to go over whatever is left after all, so let's get it done now because my brother is desperate for that whoop-ass he has coming to him. We'll start with the options, which are basic but bloated with lots of things for you to toggle with. Pay-per-view mode has you creating your own card as well as a couple other creation modes like create a championship. Now I got pretty into this for no good reason. I only say that because when I was done making a title belt, I learned you had to have enough WWE bucks in order to save it. You earn these bucks by either playing or doing these challenges you can find in the shop zone, where you could also pay up to unlock other things like the locked legends or sexy menu models.
Damn, they predicted OnlyFans before it was a thing, huh? Alex, what happened to my save file? Oh, well, when I was cleaning the memory card, I might have thought to start afresh since I'm playing it. You asshole! This will not go unpunished. I'm fining you $1? Take it. The joke's so bad they did it on SmackDown. Try not to spend it all in one place, fuckface.
We have other create modes like your typical cast mode, and SVR usually does this part exceptionally well, and for this game it had all I needed to make a pretty good looking representation of myself. Now I gotta add a move set.
Say, Brian, how the hell are you still on here? When you have something you like a lot, be sure to save it on backup memory. Nerd.
Last mode is the season, where you can do a run with the big boys and get into random storylines with now fully voice-acted cutscenes from the look of it. Half-assed, but still, it's a first. I was looking forward to taking a deep dive into this, but I guess it'll have to be another year, cause I was quickly reminded that these controls are the worst. So I will not pursue this.
I mean, for whatever reason, this is a steep learning curve. I did find out there was a Type B at some point that allows you to move with the analog stick, but the buttons are still the same and I really don't like it. This is unnatural. Noob.
The original SmackDown vs. Raw received high praise and positive critical reception, and it would only get better from there as the series would get yearly installments until 2012 when it was rebranded to just simply WWE, and again 2 years later when 2K took over, where the series would maintain a steady course of decent and sometimes terrible releases. But rest assured we'll get to all of the games in what I consider the glory days of wrestling gaming. I already checked out what 2009 was like, and you should too if you haven't already.
It was through playing SmackDown vs. Raw 2008, 2009, 2010, and 2011, and the others along the way, that really got me into wrestling games. And I knew in the back of my mind I'd go back and play the games I missed in the series. I just didn't expect to play the original that started it, but now I know I haven't missed much.
You gotta start somewhere, as most things do, but I'm just a little disappointed with this just solely based on one thing: the damn controls. I cannot get used to this in the slightest, whether it is Type A or B. The button mapping is not to my liking, but if I spent enough time and got used to it, then maybe I could enjoy the game's other benefits. It's got so many match types, create options, and unique unlockables to go for, not to mention the season mode that'd be fun to play. Notice that I'm not complaining about the WWE bucks, cause I'd rather attempt to earn them than overpay for them. Plus I'd like to see what the company's currency would look like. So it has a lot to offer, I still need more time with it, but I'm glad Yuke's got into the habit of changing the scheme around for better or worse, cause I don't think I'd be the only one that hate these controls, unless you're like my weird-ass brother.
I'm gonna give this game the benefit of the doubt. It looked fine for the time, has plenty to do, and fills me with some sort of nostalgia, but for its outdated scheme and my feeling of general disappointment throughout this entire video, this is gonna get 3 stars. So, brother, you ready to meet your maker? I've been looking forward to this. But don't you want to know what our stipulation I've chosen for us to be? It doesn't matter much to me, as I'll make quick work of you either way. But if it makes you feel any better, go ahead and say it. Hell in a cell. Well, we're gonna take it all the way there, huh? Let's do it. I'm gonna take you to and show you no mercy. Where are we? Give it a minute. Any second now. Any second. Yeah, there it is. There's the bell, and get fucked! Oh, you were saying? Superplex, and out of the ring you go. You like the ring post in your face? As much as you like the steel in yours. What? How'd you figure that out? I think I'm starting to get it. Let's get out of here. And up the cell we go. You can't escape me. I'll chase you to the ends of the earth. I don't need to figure this crap out. Just the right button so I can send you straight to the grave. This isn't over yet. I'm coming back up to end you. You may think that, but you forget that what we're standing on is not stable. Oh no! 1,
Kick out!
2,
Kick out!
3! I win!
Was there any doubt? WrestleBound is mine, and I'm here to stay. How could this happen? How could this happen to me? My most popular video is SVR 2008 on the Wii. I'm the wrestling guy. As for you, Brian, before you go, I have something for you. Oh, no, you don't. I'm getting out of here.
Not so fast, and not without taking my little receipt.
And don't you ever screw around with me again.
You haven't looked like you got a haircut in ages. I can fix that though. You'll thank me later.